HIV and AIDS, the only virus that decided to come as a twin. Welcome to the Health Show. Today, we will talk about HIV and how it develops to AIDS. We'll also discuss some modern innovations on how to treat the virus. Now, in the early 1980s, a previously unknown virus surfaced, leaving scientists puzzled. Eventually, it was identified as the human immunodeficiency virus, or HIV. Now, this microscopic predator is responsible for causing the acquired immune deficiency syndrome, commonly known as AIDS. Now, the journey to unravel the origins of this virus and its exponential spread was a race against time, with researchers striving to grasp its devastating impact. Now, over 4 decades have passed since the initial discovery of HIV, and its repercussion has still been staggering. According to the World Health Organization, roughly 38 million people worldwide have been infected, resulting in approximately 33 million deaths. Now, such statistics underscore the urgency and the significance of this global public issue. Devastatingly, HIV and AIDS disproportionately affect vulnerable communities, amplifying the need for awareness and education to combat this insidious virus. Now, this is how the virus infects. The virus attacks mainly and destroys the body's immune system. Now, it leaves the individual susceptible to various opportunistic infections and diseases. Alright? Now, it predominantly spreads through unprotected sexual intercourse, sharing needles, and usually from mother to child during childbirth or breastfeeding. Although significant advances have been made in treatment, there is currently no cure for HIV. Now, making prevention and early detection very crucial. Now, it is crucial to mention that HIV is not transmitted through casual hugging, through kissing, and even being close to someone. It can also be transmitted through using or sharing personal stuff like utensils, makeup kits, toilets. Unfortunately, HIV and AIDS have carried an unjustifiable stigma, often leading to discrimination and isolation of those that are infected. Now, it is imperative that we discourage and stop the misconceptions surrounding the virus in order to foster a supportive environment for those living with HIV. Now, education plays a pivotal role in dismantling the unfounded fears associated with transmission and ensuring that there is no one left to bear this burden alone. Let us join together in compassion and empathy in combating the ignorance with knowledge and understanding. Education is the cornerstone of prevention, empowering individuals to protect themselves and others. Now, condoms, regular testing, and access to harm reduction programs are vital in preventing the transmission of HIV. Now, how do you prevent being infected with HIV and AIDS? First of all, you have to practice safe sex. If you don't have a trusted partner yet, always ensure you use protection always. Also, do regular checkups. I will also encourage that abstinence is the best way to prevent HIV. You can abstain till you have a trusted partner and wife. Now, always avoid sharing sharp objects like needles, blades, and syringes. This could be a big risk factor in contracting the virus. Always ensure you know your partner HIV status before being committed or before having sex with them. Lastly, you can take PEP medication regularly if you think you can't practice safe sex or if you know that you are being at risk of contracting the virus. As of now, we only have medications that can suppress the replication of the virus at an early stage. Also, I also love to mention that blood transfusion is a good humanitarian act. Now, the fear that one could contract HIV when you present to donate blood is real. However, you should not be afraid. Most syringes and needles are mostly disinfected and disposed of after use. Also, you could always ask if they are new, sterilized needles and syringes, if this will help you reduce your anxiety anyway. Medical research relentlessly seeks a cure to finally rid the world of this pervasive threat. However, eradicating HIV and AIDS requires the collaborative efforts of governments, healthcare systems, and individuals like you who spread awareness and advocate for equality. Now, together, I believe we'll be able to overcome HIV/AIDS with the right knowledge and with collaboration that will provide to those who have the virus. Remember, our collective actions hold the power to change lives. However, I also love to talk about some myths and misconceptions about this virus. One of the common myths that is being peddled around today is that the AIDS pandemic is over. This is not true. The virus is still very much rampant today, and we are always at risk. Another rumor or myth is that only one certain group of people is at risk. This is absolutely false. Everyone is at risk and could be infected. Therefore, everyone should ensure that they abstain from activities that could make them get infected. Another misconception is that you can tell if someone has HIV by their appearance. That is not true. No one can tell if anyone has the virus, especially at a very early stage. This is because everything seems pretty normal during this stage. You have no idea. And mostly, people say this a lot. There is a cure for HIV. No, there is no cure for HIV yet. Even though there are a lot of attempts and research that have been going on to help reduce the spread of the virus, but there's no cure. So until next time, stay compassionate, stay informed, and continue to show empathy to those persons who you think may have the virus. Thank you, and see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
Public toilets. You are a finished man if you have a running stomach and no toilet in sight. And we're the challenge for you. Welcome to the Health Show, your #1 health content provider. Now, many of you watching this video have done it in bushes, beside a building in the night, and sometimes and many times in a black line, which is subsequently thrown across the fence, called short put. You are warned. So sometimes nature calls you without warning, and finding a convenient place to answer can be a challenge many times, especially in many Nigerian cities. Imagine the embarrassment. Toilet facilities are necessary when a call of nature hits you, so you can quickly dispense without compromising your dignity. Now, it is a necessity we can't afford to overlook, and the lack of public toilets in Nigeria has paved way for open defecation, which is now very rampant. And this open defecation has a lot of health disadvantages, like the risk of food poisoning. Now, people defecate in gutters, under the bridge, recreational parks, motor parks, and whatnot, like Black David. Now, there have been attempts for years to tackle open defecation in Nigeria, but truth be told, it is still more on the effort side. Only 14 out of 774 local governments in the country are open defecation free. That does not include Lagos. Open defecation does not just stand on its own. There are many contributing factors like lack of water, primitive lifestyles, and poor maintenance of facilities. For example, in Akure, a 2020 survey has placed the total number of public toilets to be 11. Imagine a whole city having 11 toilets. That is fewer than the number of toilets in Hall 4, University of Benin. Now let's talk about the types of public toilets that we find. Now there are several toilets in Nigeria, but specifically we'll be talking about the water system and the pit latrine. The water system are the go-to ones. It is simple to use, easy to maintain, but installing it can usually cost a lot, so most people don't use it, especially for public toilets. Next, we have the pit latrine. This one is prevalent in rural areas. The toilet is designed to collect waste in a hole in the ground. It has a slab as a cover. When you finish your business, you have to squat directly on top of the hole to use a pit latrine. Now, most girls in Abuja and most girls that I know use this. Now, toilets have seriously stepped up their game. We're talking about motion sensors, seats that fights off germs, and warmers, seats that are warmers for that extra cozy vibe, like the ones I have in my house. Toilets these days are a league of their own. Okay, now there is the issue of toilet infection. Ladies actually get the short end of the stick because they usually sit on these toilet seats. Not like men don't sit. We do, but you know what I mean. Okay, toilet disease are the bugs you can catch when you don't play it clean. You can pick up from dirty toilets or door handles by not washing your hands after the toilet adventure. Now, sometimes you can ingest the disease orally. This time it will be referred to as fecal oral disease. A fecal oral means from your fecal matter to your mouth. Remember the cycle of life, right? These germs are harmless unless they find a way into your mouth, nose, ears, or elsewhere. So bottom line, wash those hands and keep them clean. But most people fear using public toilets because it is used by a lot of persons daily, so it is bound to be low on hygiene. But to be safe, there are guidelines that you can follow. I will list them for you. Firstly, do not touch the stuff with your bare hands. Use a tissue to open the door and flush your toilet with a tissue on your hand. Now, check the seat for any wet or weird spot and wipe it with tissue or spray it if needed if you have your sanitizer. Always peel off the first 2 layers of the toilet paper since they may have germs. If the toilet paper looks exposed, it could have been splashed during the flush. Now, once the seat is clean, go ahead and sit. Put fresh toilet paper on the seat for extra protection if you can sit on it. Now, while squatting or hovering over the toilet seems like a good idea to avoid germs, sitting down is the way to go. Squatting can tense up your pelvic muscles, making it harder for you to pee and possibly for you to poo. So after giving the seat a good wipe, take a seat for a healthier and more comfortable bathroom experience. Always watch out for your stuff. Once settled in, avoid putting your bags, your umbrella, phones, and wig on the ground. Okay, now when toilet flushes, it sprays droplets into the air. And these germs can settle on surfaces and on the ground. So if your things touch these surfaces, they can become potential germ carriers. If you can't hold on to your stuff while using the toilet, hold them on the back of the door. Now please never grab anything from the floor. Lastly, wash those hands very well. Now no matter how fancy your hand sanitizer is, take the critical step of washing your hands after visiting the toilet. Please give them a good scrub for the recommended 20 seconds. And if your phone was with you in the toilet while pressing it, because I know many of you cannot do without your phones, okay, you have to disinfect that too. Thank you for coming on board today, and I wish you a safe public toilet use. Now we hope that you have learned something. See you in our next video. Bye bye.